Well, here we are together again, Matt Dusk and me. Hello, Matt.
Hello, you look beautiful.
Oh, you're just saying that because I put makeup on. I did.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, there's makeup on this
I
face.
just thought naturally you look like that. Beautiful.
Yeah, pretty much. No. You know what? I just started literally doing reels. Are you into doing reels on social media?
A little bit. I got my daughter who does all my social media, so it's good.
What is she, 6?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is.
That's crazy, right? I mean, my son knows all about it too. He's 30, but it's just like the way the way to go. And so I just did a reel, and I talked about how I was about to Zoom interview with you, and I
Sweet.
thought that for you I should put makeup on, and so here I
Oh,
am.
thank you.
But
Thank you.
you know what else they have? They have these apps, right? So I use an app called
Oh,
Glowing Goddess.
oh my gosh. Isn't that
Yeah,
the worst when you're with people and they take photographs and they're like, oh, look at this photo and they look great and your like eyes are crossed?
exactly. No,
This is the problem now.
I want you to go and watch every single one of my 3 reels that I've done because
Sweet.
I'm a glowing
Love, love,
goddess.
love, love, like, forward, forward, forward,
Yeah.
forward, forward.
Okay, well, let's just talk about you because we at Wave 98.3, we're a brand new station now. We've been up and running in Vancouver since the end of July. And you are one of our first big shows that we're bringing to Van
Amazing. Thank
City.
you.
Yeah. So tell us what we can expect November 9th at the Vogue.
So, everybody, I think most of your listeners know who Frank Sinatra was. Probably one of the best
Probably.
singers of the 20th century. Well, you'd be
Yeah.
surprised. Basically, these songs that I'll be performing are an homage to Frank, some of his big hits, as well as some hidden gems. And I've been singing these songs for about 25 years. So the show is kind of this throwback to say the great showrooms of the 1960s, where there's lots of laughs, lots of jokes, lots of audience participation. We ask people to bring their memories with them so they can take a walk down that lane and just have 2 hours of bliss where you're not looking at your phone or your watch. That's
Or
kind of our gig.
or the reels that you just did. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me one of the hidden gems. I am of the age where of course I know Sinatra and the Rat Pack and so many great songs that he did as original for him and also so many great covers that he did.
Yeah, I mean, I think people would not associate the song "Smile" with Frank Sinatra. It's a song written by Charlie Chaplin. There is a very nice moment in the set where I do tell a little story. I kind of take people down that lane, and then I do get them to sing along. And I think that's the most important thing about our show is that we try to create this environment that it's not about people watching me, but it's about all of us together in a room sharing something that we will not get the opportunity to do. And I think the Vogue Theater is going to be perfect for that.
So you're not that old. What are you, like early 40s maybe?
Oh, you're so kind. Thank you. 40, I am 43.
Yeah, so early 40s. And so how did you get hooked on Frank Sinatra?
It's interesting story. I got into jazz around in my teenage years just because the radio station we listened to flipped over to jazz. My parents would listen to it, and I was on tour. I used to be in a choir called St. Michael's Choir School. We would tour around the world, and you and your best buds would bring CDs and cassettes. And someone handed me this Frank Sinatra CD, and I knew the voice. I'd heard it before, but I didn't know who it was, and I fell in love with this like romanticism of this great, lush, singable music. And it was a nice foil to the EDM and techno music I was listening to at the time. And I quickly realized that those melodies and lyrics were stuff that almost anybody could sing. They were written within a certain range.
Mm.
And a lot of the people that I would play the CDs for, my elders would be like, "Oh yeah, I remember I met Aunt Susie at a dance."
Yeah, yeah.
So there was this music that had this history and emotion with it that was beyond the song, and that's what our show is about. It's about making people relive those memories.
When you look at the entire Frank Sinatra repertoire, what's your favorite? What's your absolute favorite song?
That is a good question. I mean, Frank, I think recorded up to something like 1,200 songs. His material in the 60s was definitely my favorite because I think it was a point where his confidence had kind of reached an all-time high, where his voice was in exceptional shape. His musicality was on point, and as a singer, that's something we all aspire to be. And the secret thing is that we never think we're good enough. We always know we got to get better. So for if I had a record that I would say transform me, it would be, Frank Sinatra live at the Sands, because not
Mm-hmm.
only was it recorded straight through, the band was on point, the audience was probably half in the bag, the laughter, and that became like my template to how can I get the live show to this. Now they don't have open bar tables at the Vogue, but there is a lobby. There's a
So,
lobby.
so we are expecting a kind of a Rat Pack kind of experience, a Vegas in
Yeah.
the 60s sort of experience.
So when we talk about songs, everything from Fly Me to the Moon, I've Got You Under My Skin. Obviously, can't leave a show out without putting My Way in there. My Way has a special part in my heart, just because, just like for most people in the audience, they all have a special connection to it. And it's a
Mhm.
nice kind of icing on the cake for the whole show. So there's a lot of familiarity, but there also be some songs that were either written for Sinatra that he didn't have a chance to record, or songs written by myself.
So you've written songs as a sort of a tribute to Frank.
Totally. 19, I think it's 2018. I wrote this record called Jet Set Jazz, which is like, if Frank was still alive today, what kind of music would he be recording? Again, in that genre. So it was that, medium tempo swing stuff that, plays great at cocktail hour. That was the
Sure.
total vibe of the record. Everyone's got to have a Jack Daniels record.
I'm gonna listen to that tonight during the
Oh,
cocktail
cool.
hour. Yes, I am. Okay, so when you look at this show that you've put together, do you really feel like we will all be transported to a different time? Is it
So
that?
So, in my show, there's a lot of visuals and lighting that are used too. We use vintage, stock footage that was from like Las Vegas in the 60s and
Oh,
70s. And
wow.
um, I like to think that people listen with their eyes.
Yeah.
As a concert goer, specifically in modern music, I don't even know if there's a performer on stage because there's so much going on. We do the same, but we kind of throw it back to a more old school stuff. So again, old school footage of Vegas. There's the guys are all dressed in sharp suits. Some of them might be drinking on stage. I don't know. My back is to them. But the whole idea is to give people an experience that, in my opinion, um, my band and myself have spent the last 25 years owning this skill, and I think we've over the years have gotten better at it. But again, we're trying to hit that pinnacle of Sinatra at the Sands. I know we never will, but it's always a great carrot to have on the stick.
Speaking of which, are you taking this show to Vegas?
We are. So I still perform. I lived in Vegas for 4 years. Still go back once or twice a year. Going back there in February for another run at the Smith Center. It's changed since I lived there. That's for sure.
I will tell you, I have been to Vegas only once in my life, over 30 years ago, because it was before my son was born.
Oh
And
my gosh, it is so different.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
look at it now and I have no interest. And I remember when I was there, all I wanted to see was a crooner. And I saw Eddie Fisher and Vic
Oh wow.
Damone on the same
Yes.
bill. And the
Dude, it was
place
the
was
best.
empty. Place was
Yeah.
empty. And my husband fell asleep. Yeah. And I was like the only person totally digging it. Yeah. So
That's so
it's
funny. I mean, back when I was there, I lived there from 2004 to 2008. This is before the that stock market crash. There was any night, any hotel, you would find three lounges with jazz crooners and 70s disco bands. And I mean, the live entertainment in Vegas was just at the top, right? Now,
yeah.
obviously, you have all these great big production shows, but I
Yeah.
miss that seedy kind of like, let's hang by the bar and
Yeah.
listen to Mr.
Yeah.
Piano Man.
Yeah. I swear, and I don't think I will go back to Vegas. I don't think it's my thing anymore. But I would look for you. I would look for you
Okay,
for sure.
great. Thanks.
That's the show.
February. We're going to be there in
But
February.
yeah, but we don't have to go to Vegas. We can just go to the Vogue on November 9th.
I
And
agree. Much
and
closer.
will you be doing any kind of an audience meet and greet afterwards? Anything like that?
So just because of COVID, there's been a bunch of restrictions still, but I do
Oh,
jump in the audience. So,
ooh.
give me a wedgie as I'm going down the aisle.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Matt Dusk, November 9th at the Vogue in Vancouver, one of our first big shows. And so excited that you're coming to sing Sinatra for Vancouver, Matt. Thank you.
Start spreading the news.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I'm leaving today.
All right then. Goodbye.
There we go. Okay.
Bye, Vicki.
Bye.
Take care. See you.
Good to see you again. Ciao.